Welcome to another interesting edition of Tech Trends. Many would have thought that the internet would destroy television. How wrong? Today, television sets have become extremely smart as well. We'll find out more later on in the show. One thing I can assure you is that you will get to learn interesting things on today's edition of the show. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chukwemeka Bata. Sit back as we take some interesting other news and trending stories from around the world of technology.
2015 general elections hold in a few weeks, and these gathering of tech-savvy broadcasters and bloggers are making effort to enhance their productivity through the use of digital tools to make their coverage easier. Keeping up with global best practices, these Nigerian journalists set out to enhance their storytelling abilities, especially in the use of infographics and new media application.
I've been able to get ideas about how to get information on any subject matter at all online, aside from the usual Google search and all that. So it is very relevant to what I do and to the election coverage that we're about to do. And then it will equally enhance news reportage in the sense that we now know how to make better use of charts for reporting stories. And then we now have to know the trend when it comes to YouTube and what it holds for the future.
I have learned a lot about using data tools and then, importing them into my writings, into my stories as a journalist. And I think it will also go a long way to enhance what our readers would read at the end of the day, when it comes to collating results about the elections. I mean, knowing their candidates and knowing that you can represent or replicate your work with data, infuse data into your work. I think that's timely.
My eyes have opened to so many tools that, we can use in journalism in Nigeria, news reporting basically, and for example, the tweet archives. You can go to archives and see what people are talking about. You can actually create so much data. And I think it's very good because skills, which is something Nigerian media as a whole lacks, are being improved.
We've been able to understand, the various technological tools that are available, at our disposal for data analysis, and of course to ensure that we are able to make the best, best sense out of the data that we get.
The journalists are warned against the misleading nature of generic data from the internet.
One thing is to search, to go online to search for where else is this information being heard. I mean, if you get a piece of information, just do a quick search on Google, find out if there's anybody else has heard this information, if there are competing views on that particular topic. And I think also the important thing, just with everything else, even though there's information that's online, verify your offline sources. Information can come from multiple places, and we're about helping people use technology and use the internet to gather information and to disseminate information, but that information is coming from offline sources. So again, it's important to create balance and make sure that the media and the journalists are actually using their offline sources to validate and verify data.
Other media enthusiasts are also enlightened on ways to organize their stories on the internet in order to catch the public's attention and ways to monetize those contents.
Anybody that wants to use social media as a means to publicize themselves needs to have a clear message. Right? So you need to define the message, you need to make sure that you know what you want to talk about, and then you plan for it. If you upload a video and you say, I have the rights to this video, I have the rights to the music, I have the rights to everything is fully mine, then I can monetize on it. If you don't own it, but the person that owns it has given you the rights, then you can also monetize on it, right? But the challenge comes in Nigeria where we see a lot of people who don't own the content, but they think, oh, it's my friend's content, he won't mind, so let me put it on YouTube and let me go and make money on it. To be honest, that is actually stealing, because that's piracy. Because you're taking something that doesn't belong to you and you're saying you want to go and claim it as yours and make money on it. So anybody that uploads to YouTube, I tell people to read the fine print, because when they read the fine print, it will clearly state that you're agreeing that you own every piece of this you own rights to upload this content in its full capacity. Now, making money on YouTube, you upload the video, and then you say, okay, this video is mine, and you hit a checkbox that says, I want to monetize, meaning I agree for ads to be played on my content. When the ads are played on your content, there's a revenue split between you and YouTube. For each ad that's played on your content, it's not a set amount, because the money earning from the ad depends on the money that the person placing the ad has designated towards that ad. So the ad formats vary, and the ad costs or prices vary depending on the person that's placing the ad and how much they've designated for that. But that's really it. And once you've created your channel and your channel begins to get some views and traction, then you connect it to your AdSense account. Then you start earning the revenue. When the revenue hits $100, you get your first payout. And I always tell people there's an option for electronic funds transfer. Set up a DOM account. It's possible in Nigerian banks. Go do that, and you can easily get your money just wired to you. You don't have to wait for a check, which if you do, you run the risk of losing it in the mail and things like that. So there's that challenge.
This event has helped journalists to navigate and get solutions to the challenges they face due to non-existence or limited sources of relevant data to enhance storytelling. Demo Africa is back in Lagos this year. The event, which was first hosted in Lagos in 2014, will take place again at the Eko Hotel and Suites on the 24th and 25th of September 2015. Another set of 40 startups from across Africa would get a chance to showcase their innovations. This is unarguably the biggest tech event in the African continent, and it is believed that this platform will help the startups create new partnerships on global scale. On the foreign scene, the heads of some of the world's largest technical companies and royalty from the Middle East and Europe join global political and industry leaders at the annual World Economic Forum. Google and Microsoft's chief executives address delegates of the 45th World Economic Forum on the future of digital economy. Google Incorporated is preparing to sell mobile phone plans directly to customers and manage their calls and mobile data over a cellular network. Google is expected to reach an agreement to buy wholesale access to Sprint and T-Mobile voice and data networks, making it a mobile virtual network operator. Microsoft Core surprised the tech world with a prototype hologram visor that can bring the Minecraft video game, Skype calls, and even the landscape of Mars to three-dimensional life. Microsoft Core is expected to release new operating system Windows 10 on the market later this season. New features in Windows 10 include Microsoft's digital assistant called Cortana, Spartan Browser, a lightweight browser built around a new rendering engine. It's Microsoft's attempt to encourage reading on the web, Xbox streaming, which is bound to improve Xbox games on PC. Windows 10 will be available for 1 year as a free upgrade to users of Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows Phone 8.1. The Asian tech pioneer, who long ago lost the mantle of the world's most inventive company, is making a bold step to regain that title in the face of stiff competition from Google and Apple Incorporated. The world's largest automakers are showcasing their latest model clean energy cars at the Washington Auto Show, which opened last Friday. Renowned car makers such as Volkswagen, General Motors, Ford, Toyota and Honda offered the public a glance at the latest in automotive technologies, from hydrogen-powered vehicles to smartwatch-enabled ignitions, as well as those coming down the pipeline, such as self-driving cars. One of the most anticipated vehicles on display was the BMW i8, which won the award for Greenest Luxury Vehicle. The body is made of carbon fiber, which reduces the overall weight and also improves fuel efficiency. Several prizes are present at the annual Washington Auto Show, one of the reasons so many top automakers choose the venue to display their latest creations. The Ford F-150 truck also won a prize for green technology. Its body, made of aluminum alloy, reduces the car's total weight by 320 kilograms.
Have you spent hours in a shop or online wondering what television sets to buy next? With so many brands, features, screen size, colors, and designs to choose from, who wouldn't be confused? I would. Well, on today's Gadget Review segment, we'll help you solve that by letting you in on the types of television sets that will be available and help you in your next buying decision.
There are a lot of different screen types out there, all working in different ways to produce the same result. Each technology has its own unique strengths and weaknesses, so here are some basics to consider. We will be focusing on the more advanced models such as the LED, Edge LED, OLED Curve, and Ultra 4K TV. The LED displays are backlit by an array of light-emitting diodes LEDs directly behind the screen. The TVs are capable of a wider color gamut and more power efficient. Sadly, mounting these arrays of LEDs can be pretty expensive. Then let's move to the Edge LED TV. The LEDs of the backlight are mounted along the edges of the panel. This arrangement enables radically slender displays and offers superior contrast level to CCFL, but can't achieve the same picture quality as directly lit LED sets. They, however, do come in far cheaper, which is why most LED TVs out there now use this technology. And also for the organic light emitting diode, normally called the OLED. The OLED set is achieved by passing an electric current through an emissive electroluminescence film. This technique produces far better colors and higher contrast, and also enables screens to be extremely thin and flexible. This is the holy grail display technology, and only in 2014 did a big screen OLED TV go on sale. The OLED is expensive, and the top brands are still struggling to get their heads around it. Some manufacturers are now making TVs that have slightly curved screens. The idea is that this makes every pixel equidistant from your eyes, delivering a more satisfying picture. There are, however, drawbacks for this type of screen. The main one being that if you sit far enough to one side, more than 40 degrees or so, the curve clearly starts to affect the image geometry, foreshortening content near to you and compressing the image's center. Now let's talk about TV resolution. HD TVs come in two resolutions. Sets that are HD ready are required to be able to display a minimum of 720 pixel picture and generally has a screen resolution of 1366 by 768 pixels. Meanwhile, Full HD TVs have a higher resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. It's highly advisable that you don't go for anything less than Full HD in this age and time. The resolution of Ultra HD is exactly 4 times higher than Full HD, which is 3840 by 2160. It means a far more detailed picture with content requiring a lot more bandwidth and storage space. 4K TVs tend to be good at upscaling HD video to Ultra HD, but there are currently very few options for watching native 4K content. Truth is that Ultra HD and 4K TVs now have an elder known as 8K. Who knows what's up next? Only time will tell.